everyone, and welcome to the second episode of SWAGourmet. You may be wondering why I said hola. Here's why. Tonight we're cooking Mexican food. And when I think about Mexican food, I think of having a nice warm tortilla in my hand, some grilled steak on the inside. So tonight we're doing just that. We're making some Carne Asada tacos. Now the first step for our tacos is choosing the right type of meat. Now when you're making Carne Asada tacos, and also steak sandwiches for that matter, the three common cuts of meat are skirt, flank, and hanger. They're all very similar. They're from different parts of the cow, but they're all very similar in the fact that they're meaty cuts, not too much fat. But the thing is, when you grill them for too long, they get very tough. So we have to make sure we cook our meat perfectly, and we will do that. So we're using skirt steak for this recipe, and especially when you're grilling, you want a nice crust, nice char to develop on the outside, and when you marinate your meat, you have that great liquid cooking right on top, almost glazing, forming a great crust. So our first step will be making our marinade. Now our first ingredient we have in here is half a cup of soy sauce. Even though this is an Asian ingredient that we use actually in the spicy Asian mayo in our last episode, it's also a great base for marinades for meats because it's so savory. So we're going to go ahead and add half a cup of our soy sauce. Our next ingredient is Worcestershire sauce. Hard to say, Worcestershire. Yeah, Worcestershire sauce. Now this is made from primarily vinegar and actually anchovies, but it has some molasses too, so lots of great flavors going on in here. You have the acidic, you have the sweet, you have the savory. So we're going to go ahead and add that in. Definitely used in a lot of marinades, our Worcestershire sauce. Alright, give that a little bit. Last liquid ingredient is going to be some balsamic vinegar. You may have heard about this. It's an Italian vinegar. You can make it vinaigrettes with olive oil and balsamic vinegar. It's great stuff. It's actually made from fermented and aged grapes. So kind of like wine, but a different spin on wine. Great ingredient. Of course, acidic. It's vinegar, but it's also kind of sweet too because it's made from grapes. We're going to add that in. Okay. So we have our liquid ingredients. Next, we're going to bring in some onion powder. We have 1/4 teaspoon of this. It's just like taking an onion, flavor, putting it in here. You got that flavor without the actual onion, which is great. No crying necessary, having to peel it. So get that powder in there. You already smell that soy sauce, the vinegar, onion. Now we're going to add some garlic powder. We have 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. Add that right in. Garlic powder is going to use a very versatile seasoning. Garlic, you can't go wrong with garlic. So if your breath smells like that. Plus I heard you guys play vampires, so great. Right, next ingredient, coriander. I don't know if you remember I mentioned this last week in our spicy Asian slaw, but coriander is the seed of the cilantro plant, and we're actually going to use cilantro later, so we're using the whole plant today. So I'm going to this. This is no exotic ingredient really. We use a lot in Indian cooking, but you can find it in your supermarket in the spices aisle. So I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon. Give it a nice flavor here. Really aromatic seasoning. Good, add it right in. Alright. A little bit. Great, done with that. Now, similar Indian seasoning, we're going to add some cumin. Used, funnily enough, in Indian and Mexican. It may seem different, but they're a lot of the same flavors, really aromatic like the coriander. But we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of that as well. It's really got great flavor. Cumin does. Alright. Nice. Alright, our next ingredient, we have some paprika. Spanish spice, so not surprising that we have the Spanish influence in the Mexican dish. You can add 1/2 teaspoon of this paprika. Once again, in your spices aisle like the cumin. Maybe exotic, but they can be found in your supermarket, which is great. Right in there. Very good smelling, very good. Alright. Next, some chipotle chili pepper. This is going to be the we're going to use this for chili powder. You can use chili powder either as ancho chili powder or chipotle chili powder. Ancho chili powder is actually, you take a Mexican poblano pepper, you roast it, you get it in an actually dry form once you roast it, and then you make a pepper out of it as powder, and so that's your ancho chili powder, but we're going to stick with chipotle chili powder, again, in your spice aisle. 1/4 teaspoon of this, a little spice, not too much, but just enough. Then finish it off with some pepper. Usually we add salt and pepper, but I figured we have enough salt from the soy sauce, so just a little bit of black pepper should do here. Give it a whisk, one last whisk. So many aromatic spices in there, plus the soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce. Great combination of just smells. Right, so we're going to let our meat actually marinate in a Ziploc bag. So, it's a really great way to actually zip in the flavors and the aroma. So, I'm just going to pour my marinade in the bag. Then, once I get my meat, we'll add this right in and stick it in our bowl. Here's our Ziploc bag full of our marinade. Now we have our skirt steak right here. So as I was talking about, it's a pretty thin cut. That's why it dries out really easily if you cook it too long. No problem. We're gonna cook it perfectly. Okay. So we're gonna add our meat in here. Kind of want to make sure you arrange it so that your meat will be evenly coated, all of it. Kind of mix it around. That's great. Then, like I said, we're going to put it in our just a normal bowl, so we can stick it in the fridge and let it marinate in the fridge for almost an hour, so that we can let that work in there while we work on the rest of our meal.